Don't get me wrong, it is awesome making money doing what you love, but there is so much more to running a microgreens business than just the money. There's a ton of catchy videos here on YouTube, even I have a few, that talk about making money fast. But in this video, I want to show you the real benefits that you gain from running a microgreens business, including the growth that comes with it. Not just the financial growth, but the personal growth. So by the end of this video, you will know the exact things that I'm most proud about in my microgreens business, and probably some of the things I'm most proud about in my life. So that way you can be inspired and excited about your own microgreens business and journey outside of just making money. For the best microgreens content on the internet, be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel and ring the bell. That way you get notified when I come out with new microgreens business videos on Tuesdays. 5 years of doing something every single day results in tons of experience and unique opportunities for growth. In my last video, I talked about the top mistakes that I've made in my microgreens business. That way you can avoid them. But in this video, I'm going to be talking about the things that I'm most proud of. I think it's important to share both sides of this story. That way you can see the true transformation that can happen to you by starting and running a microgreens business. So let me share with you right now what I'm most proud of in the past 5 years of running my microgreens business. Starting my business in the first place is something I'm incredibly proud of. Starting is often the hardest part of accomplishing anything, and it's especially intimidating when you're doing something for the first time, and especially something like a business. Now, this was the first business that I ever attempted to start. And in a way, microgreens business actually acted as like a gateway business for me into entrepreneurship. But it would have been really easy for me to let the fear of trying something new keep me from following my goals and dreams. But I was extremely dedicated to breaking down this wall and diving into the world of entrepreneurship, so I made it happen. When I first started this whole journey, all I knew was that I wanted to be an entrepreneur working for myself, and I wanted to do something in agriculture because some of those passions were starting to come out. And when the videos started posting on YouTube saying that you can start a business growing microgreens from your home, I knew that this was the right opportunity for me and my opportunity to put my foot into the door of entrepreneurship and get started with a business in the field of agriculture. And I have to say, this was the #1 most best decision I've ever made in my life. Hands down. Someone asked me recently when I became successful, and it took me a second to answer because it was a weird question. I had to think about it. I think it's important for you to define for yourself what it means to be successful, because this is something that's very individual. It's going to be different for every different person. The answer that I gave her was that I was successful from the moment I started my business, because that was the defining moment where I crossed over into the world of entrepreneurship, which had been a lifelong dream for me. I knew I was going to be able to make something work, and it was really microgreens business that gave me the opportunity, that chance to become a farmer and entrepreneur. The journey had started for me, and that's what I consider success. Taking action on your dreams and desires. Most people think about money when it comes to being successful, and although that can be a decent indicator, it is definitely not the end-all be-all. Nevertheless, this brings me to the next thing that I'm most proud of, which is being able to sustain my own lifestyle on my own terms. I'm in charge and I'm taking care of myself, and that's a very good feeling. In my second year of microgreens farming, I sold over $100,000 worth of produce, which was a big milestone that I was not expecting to hit so fast. Now, this was my gross revenue, not my total profit. So my total profit was probably about half of that, but still, I was making money on my own terms, working for myself, doing what I love. And it was totally enough to sustain myself and my modest lifestyle. I love being self-sufficient in that way, working for myself and not relying on somebody else to make my income, or working for the man. The 9-to-5 lifestyle is just not for me, and I'm so proud that I've been able to create something from scratch that's been able to actually not only sustain me, but sustain me and my partner. Speaking of starting my business from scratch, I'm also super proud of the business model that I created by sticking true to what I believed in. When I first learned about the microgreens business, I was being told to sell microgreens to chefs. And while that can be a great business model and it totally works, I knew that the deeper value of these products were really in their health benefits. Not to mention, I also had a deeper passion of helping people to live healthier lifestyles rather than just utilizing these little petite crops on a plate as a garnish. By sticking true to what I believed in, even though it wasn't like the norm or the mainstream, I ended up accidentally pioneering the microgreens business model that became the most sought after business model in the industry, which is the home delivery subscription model. This is something that I never imagined would have happened from me just doing my own thing, but this did happen and it's something I'm extremely, extremely proud of. Not only am I proud for like pioneering this type of business model, but it was this business model that also helped me to establish myself as a leader in this industry, which is something I'm very grateful for and something I've been able to build upon to help so many more people outside of just the customers that I was growing for. It really goes to show that by sticking to what you believe in and following your truth, you can create something new and beautiful, even if it isn't the mainstream. I think sometimes in business we get really busy and carried away, and sometimes we forget about all the amazing things that we're getting done. You know, it's easy to focus on the future and all these other things that you want to get done and improve upon, but sometimes it's important just to take a step back, look at what you've done, and sit in your own self-created astonishment. I know this is something that I struggled with over the years, is pushing myself too hard, always looking forward to the next thing, and not just being okay with what I have accomplished. So take a minute right now just to pause this video, go down to the comments, and drop something in there that you're super proud of. All right, I think this can be a very powerful exercise that promotes gratitude and improves self-image. So seriously, guys, pause this video, go down to the comments, and type out something that you're proud of. How often do we do this? Just take a second right now and do it. I want to hear what you're proud of accomplishing. All right, I hope you left a comment with what you're most proud of, all right? So another thing that I'm very proud of in my business is never raising my prices. This is something I never did in all of the 5 years I was running my business. It's something I'm proud of. And from the start, it was the same prices and I've always offered free delivery. The purpose of my business was really to make it as easy and convenient as possible for people to get these nutrient-dense foods into their diets. And because I was working directly with the consumers that were eating these foods, it was also important for me to make it as affordable as possible for them as well. This ended up working out because I had over 100 customers at my peak, and I ended up helping people like for real, for real. This is another aspect of this business that I wasn't really expecting or foreseeing to the degree it happened, but I ended up growing food for some pretty sick people. One of my customers had cancer, and we both knew about the powerful health benefits of broccoli microgreens, especially because of their sulforaphane content, which is a cancer-fighting phytochemical. Well, a few months after sticking to her protocols and adding in the broccoli microgreens, her cancer went into remission. And we both felt that the broccoli microgreens played a big role in helping this to happen. You know, this is like really powerful stuff, making real impacts on people's lives. Like it feels like I'm literally out here as a firefighter saving lives over here. Like what else could be more badass? Working for yourself, growing food for your local community, and saving lives. Like it's just awesome. Although these situations can be a little bit intense, right? It's literally a person's life you're dealing with. I hope that you do get to experience the joy that can come out of a relationship like this in business. All right, the last proudest moment of running my microgreens business for the past 5 years is sticking up to my abusive landlord. It's easy to get taken advantage of from people who seemingly have power over you, and sometimes it could feel like there's nothing you can do, right? That's how I felt. I felt like there was nothing I could do about this situation. And eventually I was like, all right, well, the only power I really have here is the money that I pay him every month. So I actually decided to stop paying him in the beginning of January 2022, so I paid him nothing in 2022, and it turned out to be the right decision after having to go to court and have this case settle. After doing the calculations, depending on how you look at it, I saved myself between $6,000 and $9,000. That's kind of a big deal. By sticking up for myself and doing something that was very uncomfortable in not paying my rent, I not only saved myself a big chunk of money, but I got to stand up for what was right and let justice be served. And that feels great. All right, now you know what I'm most proud of in my microgreens journey for the past 5 years. But what if you have something you're proud of that you not only wanted to share in the comments below, but with the microgreens community at large? I created a Facebook group a few years ago that actually has grown to the biggest and best microgreens community on the internet. We love sharing business wins and things that we're proud of in there. That way we can be inspiring other people and helping everybody to learn. Not to mention, it feels great when you go in the group, post something that you're proud of, or a big win, and everybody else is congratulating you. Like, that's great, it feels great, and it's just the exact type of community I wanted to create online. So thank you for everybody who's a part of that group. It really means a lot to be sharing this business and industry and community with you. So I called this group the Microgreens Support Group for a reason, so go join it. It's on Facebook. You should be able to find it by typing in Microgreens Support Group. But as always, the links to this stuff is in the description of this video. Check out these videos below to learn what my biggest mistakes were in my past 5 years as a microgreens farmer, or use the other video to see what supplies you need to get started. If you like this video, hit that like button below, subscribe to my channel, and be sure to share this video with anybody you think it may help. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time.